Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome dear students. I hope you are all doing well and living a good and healthy life. So dear students, today we will start a new unit 6, which is Nasiruddin, on page number 55. So dear students, first of all I would like to tell you a little bit about Nasiruddin. He is also known as Mullah Nasiruddin, and he is famous for his funny stories or anecdotes. Anecdotes means a short, amusing or interesting story about a real incident of a person. So dear students, it is said that he was a Seljuk satirist and that he was born in Turkey. And he is also considered as a populist philosopher, a Sufi and a wise man. And he is always remembered for his funny stories. And dear students, he appears in thousands of stories, sometimes witty, sometimes wise, but often too a fool or the butt of a joke. A Nasiruddin story usually has a subtle humor and a pedagogic nature. And the International Nasiruddin Hoja festival is celebrated between the 5th and 10th July in his hometown every year. Now dear students, on page 56 we will start our text. Here is a pre-reading. Do you like humorous stories? Have you ever heard about Nasiruddin? Now we will read the text. I will read it for you. Reading. Every year Nasiruddin Day is celebrated in Turkey with great pomp. Pomp means ceremonies and shows. The age in which he lived is not exactly known. There are even doubts about the country of his birth. The Iranians claim that he was an Iranian. The Turks have their own claim. The latest claim is that of the Russians, who say that he was born in Bukhara. Whatever his place of birth and nationality might have been, the fact remains that his anecdotes are famous all over the world. So dear students, as I told you before, the anecdote is a short, amusing or interesting story about a real incident of a person. Are famous all over the world. Several volumes of stories about Nasiruddin have been published in England. A translation of stories relating to the funny situations of his life has been published in Chinese. In Russia, a novel has been published about the life of Nasiruddin. Several volumes of his stories have been published in Urdu and Pashto. They are often repeated by the people. So dear students, every year the Nasiruddin Day is celebrated in Turkey on his birthday with ceremonies and shows, decorations, etc. And the age in which he lived is not known yet, and there are even doubts about his nationality, about his birthplace. The Iranian claims that he was an Iranian, the Turks claims that he was a Turk, and the recent claim is from Russians. They say that he was born in Bukhara. But whatever and wherever his birthplace or his nationality might have been, the fact remains that his anecdotes, his funny stories are famous all over the world. And several volumes of The stories about Nasiruddin have been published in England, in Chinese, in Russia, and also they are published in Urdu and Pashto in Pakistan, and they are often repeated by people. The stories of Nasiruddin are popular because they deal with the experiences of day-to-day life. He had been a tailor, a merchant, a doctor, and a judge. He had traveled widely. Here are a few amusing stories about Nasiruddin. So dear students, a merchant here means a person who buy and sells goods in a large quantity. Now, the stories of Nasiruddin are popular all over the world because they deal with the experiences of daily life, and he had been a tailor, a merchant, a doctor, and a judge too. He had traveled widely, almost half of the world, and here are a few amusing stories about his life or about Nasiruddin. So the first one here is Nasiruddin requested a friend named Jalal to accompany him on a journey. Only on one condition, said Jalal, that you lend me your clock because mine is worn out. Nasiruddin gave a new and very fine clock to Jalal. On the way, Nasiruddin met another friend and said to him, "Sir, meet my friend Jalal. The clock that he is wearing is mine." When the friend had left, Jalal protested, "Why did you tell that man that the clock was yours?" Nasiruddin promised that he would not repeat a mistake. So dear students, lend mean give or loan, and cloak mean a sleeveless outdoor overgarment that hangs loosely from the shoulder, and worn out means badly damaged. So Nasiruddin requested a friend whose name was Jalal to accompany him on a journey, but he replied that I will accompany you only in one condition, that you will have to give me your clock because mine is badly damaged. And Nasiruddin gave him a new clock, and on the way Nasiruddin met another friend and he said, "Sir, meet my friend Jalal. The clock that he is wearing is mine." When that friend left, Jalal protested. He became angry and he asked Nasiruddin that why did you tell that man that the clock was yours? And Nasiruddin promised him that he would not repeat this mistake again. As they proceeded further and visited another friend at house, Nasiruddin introduced his friend thus, "Here's Jalal, an old friend of mine. The clock that he is wearing is his own." Jalal became furious and warned Nasiruddin not to speak a word about the clock. When they visited another friend of Nasiruddin, he introduced his friend, "Meet my friend Jalal, the clock that he is wearing. Oh, I am not supposed to say a word about it." So now as they travel further and they visited another friend of Nasiruddin at his house, when he introduced Jalal to the new friend, he said, "Here's Jalal, an old friend of mine, and the clock that he is wearing is his own." So he repeated the mistake again. With this, Jalal became extremely angry and warned Nasiruddin that not to speak a word about the clock again. When they visited another friend of Nasiruddin, he introduced his friend again and said, "Meet my friend Jalal, the clock that he is wearing. Oh, I am not supposed to say a word about it." Number 2 is a farmer brought a letter to Nasiruddin and requested him to read it for him. Nasiruddin wanted to be excused, saying that he could not do so because he was illiterate. The farmer said, "You are wearing such a big turban and still cannot read a letter." Nasiruddin placed his turban on the head of the farmer and said, "Now you have the turban on your head, read the letter." So dear students, one day a farmer brought a letter to Nasiruddin and he requested him to read it for him, but Nasiruddin wanted to excuse him and said that he could not do so because he is an illiterate here mean an unschooled guy. The farmer said that you are wearing such a big turban. Dear students, turban mean a lengthy cloth wound around the head. So the farmer said, "You are wearing such a big turban and still cannot read a letter." Nasiruddin placed his turban on the head of that farmer and said that now you have the turban on your head, read the letter if you can. Like, he was a wise man too. When the farmer taunts him that you are wearing such a big turban and still you cannot read even a letter, so he put off his turban and placed it on the head of that farmer and said that now you have the turban on your head, read the letter. So here is a funny situation too, but he was a wise man too. Now number third is Nasiruddin had two daughters. One was married to a farmer and the other was married to a brick maker. One day both of them came to see him. The farmer's wife said, "My husband has just sown here means plant a crop of wheat. If it rains, he will buy me an ornament." Ornament is an object that is used for decoration. The other said, "I hope it does not. My husband has just made a large number of bricks which are ready for baking. If it does not rain, he will buy me an ornament." Nasiruddin said, "I can pray for either of you, but I do not know for which one I should pray." Number 4 is once thieves entered Nasiruddin's house. He hid himself in a cupboard. The thieves, after ransacking the house, robbing the house, reached the cupboard and opened it. They asked him why he was hiding himself here. Nasiruddin answered, "Because of shame, that there is nothing worthy of you in my house." So dear students, once when the thieves entered Nasiruddin's house for robbery, he hid himself in a cupboard, and after the robbery, when the thieves reached the cupboard and opened it, then they asked Nasiruddin that why he was hiding himself in the cupboard. So on this, Nasiruddin answered them, "Because of shame, that there is nothing in my house that you deserve." So here is a humorous situation again in the anecdote number 4. Now number 5 is one day Nasiruddin was riding his horse. The horse took fright and started to gallop. A person asked Nasiruddin where was he going so fast, and he replied, "Do not ask me, ask my horse," he replied. Now here is again a humorous situation that one day Nasiruddin was riding his horse and his horse was frightened and the horse started to proceed at a great speed. Someone noticed him and asked him that where was he going so fast. Then Nasiruddin replied that do not ask me, ask my horse. Like he mean that I don't know, my horse must know, you should ask my horse, because the horse was proceeding with a great speed. Okay, so dear students, this was your lecture for today. I hope you will understand it, but all you have to do is read this lesson again to get a better understanding and to enjoy it yourself. And thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.